Hi friends, this is Vijita. Welcome to my channel once again. Today in this video, I'll cover a topic of types of accounting. Types of accounts basically. These are the types of accounts. So there are many accounts being created while recording any accounting transactions. So they belong to some groups, they belong to certain types, and depending upon their grouping, depending upon their categories, the golden rules are made. That's the reason why, depending upon the characteristics of account types, the initially the accountants has defined the golden rules, and based on that, nowadays our accounting transactions, the double entry system is happening. So in order to go into the detail, we need to understand the types of accounts. So here I have written the types of accounts. First of all, the types of accounts are being divided into two parts. One is the personal account, other one is the impersonal account. So first of all, let me brief you the personal accounts. Personal accounts are those which all are related to some persons. In the say you are maintaining the books of accounts in your companies, in your company's books of accounts. So they may transact with different entities like banks, like vendors, like customers. So all the banks, all the vendors, all the customers are basically the personal accounts. Now, depending upon their characteristics, they are also divided in three parts, like natural personal accounts, artificial personal accounts, and representative personal accounts. So natural personal, first of all, is natural personal accounts. Natural personal accounts means the human beings, the living beings. So if we transact with any of our customer, then it is a and if the customers if the customers is an individual, then it is a then it is a living personal account, and he falls into the group of natural personal accounts. If we say a company has many employees and they are paying salaries to their employees, like once the salary is been due, they do a entry like salary account debit to A's personal account, salary account debit to B's personal account, salary account debit to C's personal account. So all these persons, all these employees like A, B, C, X, Y, Z, Tom, Dicky, Harry, all of them fall into the group of natural personal accounts. So uh, they are the living beings, they are the human beings. So based on this theory, the natural personal accounts has formed. Now the next part, that is artificial personal accounts. If our company transact with other entities like bank, like other company, then the other entities like banks or the other company, they fall into the group of artificial personal accounts. Like your company has a customer, say Duckback Manufacturing Company. Duckback produces their leather bag, and they sell their leather bag to some other company. I mean, it is a company, it is not an individual. Then the company is a customer, and this customer company itself is falls under the artificial personal accounts group. And also we do we do have monetary transactions with banks, like we take loan from the bank, we keep our money in the bank, thus we do have a monetary relation with bank, and here the bank is also a personal account. So that's one thing. Other point is representative personal account. Like, say, what does that mean? Now I'll show you few examples. Like, once my salary is due, then what once your company has various employees, and uh, at the end of the month it dues salary with their employees. So what transaction do we have then? We have salary account debit to salary account debit to debit to the employees means there can be many employees, like a account, like b account, like c account, and like xyz x account, and like many. So at the end of the month there can be, if there are thousands employee, then you have to make entry like this: salary account debit to uh, a account, salary account debit to b account, to c account, to x account, to z account. Like this you have to maintain thousand of employees personal account credit. Hence it will take a lot of time and it will be very monotonous job, and the error may happen. Even if you are, if nobody nowadays, nobody maintain the manual accounting, everybody has their own system. But even if they have their own system, then also it is a very monotonous job. So what we do we instead of segregating them in different accounts, we do create a account which is the combination of all, and that is the salary outstanding. So instead of writing salary account debit to a's personal account, b's personal account, c's personal account, we will be writing it down like salary account debit to account debit to salary outstanding account. So this outstanding account is the representative of all the employees. So instead of writing it, instead of segregating them in different employees, I have created a common account which is the representative of all these employees, and that is this salary outstanding account. So this outstanding account is the representative personal account. So this is nothing but an example, and like this there can be many accounts created. Once we are this is an outstanding, and if any income is accrued, then also the same process follow. Hence the outstanding, accrued, all these types of accounts are known as the representative personal accounts. So that's done. The personal section is clear with you now. Then the next comes is the impersonal account. So which all accounts are not the personal account, they all fall under the impersonal account. Now under the impersonal account there are two categories, like real account, nominal account. So wait, here, yeah, real account, nominal account. Now what is meant by the real account and nominal account? Real accounts are nothing but the now real accounts also have two categories, like tangible and intangible. Now what does we mean, what do you mean by real accounts? Real accounts are the real accounts are nothing but the assets. I mean, what all property, uh, if I am maintaining the accounts in my company's books of accounts, then what all properties my company has are the are known as the real accounts. Means the properties, in a simple word, it is real accounts are nothing but the properties. Now it can be segregated in two categories, like tangible and intangible. So the properties, the assets that we have can be categorized in two ways, that is tangible and intangible. Now what does that mean? Tangible means the assets which all has the physical existence, like whom we can touch. we can touch, feel. Those things are known as the tangible assets, like cash, like bank, like uh, mm, bank means bank balance, like bank balance, and the land and building, the furniture and fixture, plant and machinery. These all assets are the tangible assets. So these are the real accounts and these are the tangible real accounts. Now the other part is the intangible one. Those assets which all cannot be touched, cannot be felt, uh, has no physical existence, but these are there. Even if they do not have the physical existence, then also these are there in the in the books and in the paper. These are there, and they are valued, they are valued, and they do have a market value. So these are the intangible assets, like goodwill. Goodwill does not have any physical existence, we cannot touch goodwill, but these have their own value, and goodwill comes into our balance sheet on the asset side. So it is the intangible accounts. The rights means the patent rights, the copyrights. These also does not have, these also do not have any physical existence, but they do have their monetary existence, hence they are the intangible assets. And the trademark also has its own value, and it comes on the asset side. So these are the intangible assets. So these are the real accounts and intangible assets. Now the other parts, as the impersonal accounts have two parts, real accounts and nominal accounts. Real accounts part is clear to you. The other part is the nominal accounts, and under the nominal accounts we have two sections. One is expenses, another one is income. Under the income, the expenses are incurred towards the segments, towards the segments are segregated as the nominal accounts. Means we are paying salaries to our employees, we are paying wages to our employees, so we are expenses are incurred towards salaries, expenses are incurred toward wages, expenses, rent expenses, we are paying rent, we are paying office rent, we are paying home rent. The rent are the expenses towards rent are being incurred. So salaries, wages, rent, these heads, these heads comes into the nominal accounts segment. Now as the nominal account has the other part like income, so we are gaining incomes, we are gaining we are earning some uh, money. So towards which section is also known as the nominal accounts, like we are earning interest, we are earning discounts. So the interest and the discounts, these sections, these accounts can be known as the nominal account as well. So and obviously if as we are paying the rent, these are coming on the nominal accounts in the expenses section, and when we are earning rent from our tenants, those will that will also be coming under the income section under our nominal accounts. So these are the categorization or the types of accounts. So I hope this much is very clear to you. If it is not, then please put your comments in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer all of your queries. And if you have liked the video, then please like and subscribe, and please share as many as possible. I'll surely come up with the next topic within few days. Till then, keep watching the channel. Bye. Thank you.